Alright everyone, so the Morbius trailer's just dropped, and yeah, I've got quite a bit to say about this. So this is a Sony Marvel film. It's based on the character Morbius the vampire. Morbius the living vampire from the Spider-Man comics. He was a Spider-Man villain, and this is sort of one of Sony's spin-off films of Venom, which came out a few years ago. And I think I've talked about Venom before. I actually quite liked Venom, enjoyed it. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the character, and I thought what they did with that film was interesting. It was a very risky film, and they actually took they got very experimental with it. And but at the end of the day, I don't think it was that great a film. I think the main thing that really carried that was Tom Hardy. So it was he was exceptional, but the film itself, left a lot to be desired. But they're doing a sequel to that. They're doing Venom 2 with Woody Harrelson as Carnage, which I'm very excited for. But they're also doing this film, Morbius, with Jared Leto of all people. Yes, Jared Leto. I'm actually quite a big fan of Jared Leto. I think he's a really good actor, and I think that yes, what happened with Suicide Squad was a shame. It was a big shame. It was weird. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of the Jared Leto Joker. I just recently talked about the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie in my Oscar noms video, and I'm not a fan of Jared Leto's portrayal. But I've just be completely honest here and say that I do not blame him. I think it was a weird vision they went with. They obviously knew they couldn't top Heath Ledger. They obviously knew they couldn't match that, so they tried to do something different, and I give them respect for that. And Jared Leto, I feel bad for the way he was treated with Warner Brothers and everything, because he completely gets sidelined. And yeah, I love Joker, but it's a shame what happened with him. It really is. But I'm really hoping that this film, Morbius, ends up being his redemption arc, and he can come back and have a great film again. Don't know if that'll happen, but we need to wait and see. But I'm hopeful it can. So yeah, that and the fact it takes place, in Sony's Venomverse, whatever. Not going to get too much into that, because I would start talking about Spider-Man, and I would waste everyone's time. So we're just going to get straight into it. So the one interesting thing I'll say is, I'm just on the trail here, and I see Matt Smith's name's popped up. Now, Matt Smith is another actor I'm a big fan of, obviously, from Doctor Who and whatever else. And there was, the controversy recently with him, being removed from Star Wars. So I wonder how he's going to fit into this. I had no idea he was going to be in this. So, alright, so I've got it up here, and let's watch it.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You're a gift. You always have.
Doesn't seem like any Marvel movie so far.
There's an answer to your disease. You'll find it.
Association with Marvel.
I should have died years ago. Why am I still here if not to fix this? I have a rare blood disease, and I'm running out of time. This could be my last chance.
You're up to something. What is it?
It's not exactly legal.
I don't want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
Seems good in it so far.
At what cost? Michael, what's happening?
I went from dying to feeling more alive than ever. Increased strength and speed. The ability to use echolocation. And an overpowering urge to consume blood. How far are we allowed to go?
There's that shot there. We finish up.
To fix
Matt
something
Smith
that's
is the
broken.
doctor.
until the remedy is worse than the disease.
Like the look. That was in the leaked image. There was a few leaked images. One of them. And
Michael Morbius. Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
Okay. That was interesting at the end there. That was Michael Keaton and I think Tom Hardy. Let me just rewind that. No, it was Jared Leto. I see, yeah. It's just the way he looked. He looked like Tom Hardy did in Venom. And I was like, damn. Okay, so we've got Vulture from Homecoming. Yeah, I've said it before, I'm not a fan of Homecoming, but if there was one character in it that I really enjoyed, it was Vulture. And here he is. At least I assume that's him. I don't think it's Michael Keaton playing a different character. But yeah, that was interesting. The other big point I really want to talk about, well, this scene here looks pretty cool. This reminded me a bit of X-Men 2 with Nightcrawler. You know, the scene where he's like flying about the White House. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing they do here with Morbius, but it looks vaguely similar. It's the vibe that I got there. This shot here. Okay, this shot here. This is interesting because that is the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man costume. That is not the Tom Holland Spider-Man costume. And yes, I get it. It's obviously it's in fact it's the exact same image from the promotional. It's a promotional image from Spider-Man PS4 when the Raimi suit was unveiled. It's the exact same image, which is a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, that is the Raimi suit. I don't care what anyone else says. That's 100% the Raimi suit. So I don't get what, like, is this gonna connect to both the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films and the Tom Holland films? Like, because obviously we see Vulture at the end, and he's obviously from the Tom Holland films. Also, interestingly enough, there was a post-credit scene for Homecoming where Vulture was still active and stuff. He was in prison at the time. It seems like he's getting breaking out here. But then he wasn't referenced at all in Far From Home, so I don't know what Sony are doing here. I really don't. I'm just being honest. I think they have a plan. It seems to be the Sinister Six, but we don't know yet. They're building up this event. Perhaps Spider-Man and Morbius and possibly Venom are gonna team up. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, the film itself. All right. I know I'm getting way too into the whole talking about Sony stuff here. The film itself. Really, it seems like, I don't think this was the greatest trailer in the world, if I'm being honest. It seems interesting enough. The song they used was a bit, don't really care too much for it. But it looks like it has potential, I'll say that. It looks interesting. I love the scenes at the start where we see Jared Leto, playing Morbius and he's like in the crutches and stuff. I think we're going to get some seriously good acting out of him there. Might not, but I think we will, and if at the very least, if we could get a good performance from him, similar like Venom was carried by Tom Hardy, and his performance as Eddie Brock / Venom. If we could get something similar with this, and possibly if the film's good as well, that would be a plus. That would be great. It seems it was quite a slow trailer. It was a bit long as well for a teaser. Like, I'll be honest, Sony are not the best at making trailers to their films, but like, yeah, this was alright. It wasn't awful. It definitely wasn't. I'm still interested. Especially at the end there of seeing Vulture, that was a great little twist, or a great cliffhanger they had at the end there, a great appearance, I should say. That was a great cameo there at the end, and also we got Matt Smith here, which like I just said, I just recently found out he was going to be in this areas here. I think he's like a cop or something. Looks like he's dressed as maybe like a CIA agent or something. I'm not too sure. And on a subway. Some of the stuff here. The action scenes, they've only shown a little bit of it there. It looks interesting enough. I haven't given away too much. I love the shot though, where they actually show Morbius, and yeah, that is. I'm happy with the way he looks. I'll say that. They have not shied away from just how terrifying and like animalistic looking that he is in the comics and stuff. Yeah, that looks great, so it doesn't. I'm actually more excited for this film now after seeing this. at the same time, I'm still confused about how it fits into timelines and stuff. I know that's all we talk about these days is like intercontinuity and how does it connect to this, and that when will Tony Stark appear, you know. It's like the things that seem to drive movies these days. But like, I'm genuinely interested. Does this film take place in the Tobey Maguire universe, or does it take place in the Tom Holland universe, or does it take place in the Andrew Garfield universe? Possibly another one. We don't know yet. And also you have to take into consideration into the Spider-Verse as well, which is technically part of this. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna have to make my own video soon, just trying to dissect what Sony are doing with Spider-Man and their plan, because I'm not gonna lie, I am interested, but I'm kind of worried as well at the same time. But it seems like they might, and this is just me going out on a limb here, but it seems like they might actually be setting up for a live-action Spider-Man film with all of the previous Spider-Man actors, including possibly some other actors playing other characters. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, so far, I feel like I spent way too much time talking about Spider-Man, not enough about Morbius. It looks interesting, I'll say that. I'm just really confused with the whole Spider-Man situation, with the whole Sony situation. I'll probably give this a watch. You know, like I said, I've had my problems with Sony in the past, I've had my problems with Marvel, but, you know, I've always been consistent saying that I want new and interesting films. I don't want every film to be Iron Man 2. Sick of it. Sorry, but like Marvel Phase 3, you know, how many films were part of Phase 3? I think like 11, 12 films. But it felt like, you know, the only ones that I actually genuinely liked were Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Infinity War. You know, 2 films out of 11. That's, you know, every other film was just forgettable or generic or just bad, you know. So I'm hoping this is something different, something fresh, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, give it a like, whatever else, and see you guys next time.